There's the house now. It's unusual. It's unusual. I'd make a brilliant house for a horror movie, isn't it? It's a lot of woodwork to it on the outside. If you took away the woodwork, it would take a lot away from it. But there's a while wee dormer windows and stuff, and that's what makes it more unusual than other houses. That's all the wee dormer windows. But you can see them was turned into an old people's home, where they put in fire escapes and stuff. And a lot of stuff would have been ripped out then, like. Can you imagine when they had it, they didn't even insulate it? The old fashioned oil burners and all, they heated up and all, like pipes running everywhere. And if you want to use that now, like, yeah, I imagine that people want to just rip out the whole shell, maybe keep it outside, it wouldn't be worth the while. You could climb in there, but it's in a very dangerous state now, the house. I say, if the wood wasn't on it, it wouldn't look the same. All the wee wooden verandas look nice, like. I'd imagine they're all brown wood now. I'd imagine they've probably been painted white nowadays, because people weren't in. And saying that, the fascia boards are all brown, because they weren't really into stained wood the way we are now. I think the door might be open. Has that doorway been knocked open, has it? If it is, Luna's going to go in that way. God, out there. See, the roof and off's completely gone. There's no ceilings there. You can see the light through the slits. Look at that, boy. Look at the roof now, look at that. Oh, look at that. Hey. Is this GoPro picking it up with it? Wooden floor downstairs. Why is everywhere I go need a torch? High ceilings, corners, all wood paneling. Wood paneling is like plywood. It doesn't look expensive, it looks cheap. Maybe that was put on the people's home. The GoPro's not taping this place right. We're at the front door of the house, and they had a tile floor here on, but once you get through here, it's a wooden floor and it looks like a parquet floor. See the parquet on top? Luna! I don't think the wood paneling's original. It looks to me like plywood. I wonder, can I put the light on this here? Can I put the light on? I need to sort of watch when I'm walking. I'll take my time and see how it turns out. Luna, come on, I take your time here, Pep. Luna, run through glass like how I was so Paul. So that was Wonders facing outside there. You see the shape of this place, like you see the light through up above. So I wouldn't want her moving beams and things and falling on me, like. Them's original big doors, eh? I say it was an old people's home, so a lot of things would be shifted. There's holes in the floor. A lot of wee rooms, but you'd think that they're big rooms now, wouldn't you? Where's all the big rooms? There's our coat hooks here. But then again, that could have been for the staff and all. Big pipes for the central heating. Fluorescent light. This could have just been an office here. Or an old people's home. But I'm not going to go around the whole house because it's a dangerous state. But if I just see one or two of the big rooms. Staircase. It is a nice staircase. It's not like a servant staircase, but it's not like a staircase you get in a grand house. It's in a separate room. So it's hard to know. There's stairs on up there too, like nice wee side, but see, the house could be built on at different times. But normally these houses have 2 or 3 staircases. Look, big grand rooms. I just hope we see 1 or 2 of the grand rooms. Look at the big hallway now, look. Big bay window there. This will be a big room here. There you are now, look. Look, this thing's falling there. She hears something falling, she runs towards it. That could have been like a bookcase and all in there, couldn't it? And with the skirting board and all there. Could have just been a big, this could have been the dining room here. They could have the big table over there to serve all the stuff. And So there you have wood on the wall there. That's more original. So there was wood on the wall. Big arch panel. So that's looking under your veranda outside. The ceilings and all, it's just like wood everywhere. They like the wood, so they did. I wonder did they have any, like a bit of the stained glass. A bit of stained glass still in the window. Somebody's broke a bit of it, but still the stained glass is still there. The bedroom wallpaper up the very, very top. There's a pipe there for the radiator. You're up in the attic there. But even then, look how much light shining through the window in that attic. Fluorescent light, that's from the old people's home. Steel electric sockets. That is blown away down there, so it is. So this will be my only time in here. I think next time I come here, that'll be gone. Shelving. Some kind of shelving unit. There's the wood panel coming off the wall there. So bright in here because the sun's shining straight through the roof. That's about the most ornate coven there. It's not spectacular. They mustn't have had any Italian plasters. Every time you go to the National Trust, oh, the Italian ones came from Italy to do it specially for them. That's the usual story, isn't it? So you see that does go down there. There's a drop underneath. So these shutters here were the curtains were too hard to use years ago. They used these shutters. That's just shut there, you know. Maybe the top ones didn't move. Our top ones don't move because they do move. Top ones do move. Oh no, we're going to get a shutter moving here. Bit of history. But you can't put your hand underneath. How did they open them up? I can't grip. They must have stood on a stool. But you used the shutters instead of curtains. So them two shutters there, they're folded in. There's another one folded in that, and the two of them would unfold and block your window up. And that's what you use. Ugh, I can't get it. She's jammed at the top. I'll try this one here. Oh no, been there too long. Now that one is off, you get the idea. It's sitting there and closed. I would say it would still work, you know, we screw everybody poke it out. I would say it would still work. The glass would lift up, see the handle, so you can actually walk right through there. That's tall enough to walk right through. Yeah, the ceiling row is a bit of a light here. I would say by the time a hotel left, that's a cheap light fitting there. If she had a chandelier on, Luna, take your time. Luna, don't go down the hole. If they had a chandelier on, they would have took it out before they sold it. Fireplace looks a bit boring there. You wouldn't get that in a big house, would you? That's more out folks' home there. Maybe false tiles or something stuck on there, like so that make it look like brick. That's our folks' home. Ah, we parking old chairs sitting in here instead. There's how you done your walls, lime plaster. You got the rough wall. There's no insulation on them days. You put your battens over it because the wall's all rick-rackety. You put your plaster, lime plaster on there, use horsehair and all that. That's been skimmed with modern plaster over the top. Bits of wood, no plasterboard in them days. You had to put bits of wood on. You imagine the amount of nails banging on the wood. And then to try and get it to stick, that's why you need the horsehair. You had to push the plaster through the gaps for it to grip. A lot of work. Oh, look at this here now, look. See, here's your shutters now. See the way the shutters work there now? That would pull back. So it would work. That much crap in the way. But like, I don't know why houses don't have that today. Because the windows are so big that you couldn't pull the curtains. The curtain material was so expensive that if you were to get the curtains and pull them the way you do in your house, it would destroy the curtains. So they had the big ornate curtains, but they didn't use the curtains. You used your shutters. So it wasn't to do with security or nothing else. It's just, that's how you blocked out the light. Wallpaper there, that's how people's home wallpaper there. then I can hear glass. So there's a hole in the floor. We're not going to go much further than this. This is the main rooms here. That's all we need to see. That wasn't all the door outside, that was the actual doorway. They have an false door here now. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at that there, under there. Not nice there, not. So this must have been where the staircase was. No staircase here now, but you look at the parquet floor. You're going to put, there's the main hall there. There's your stairs over there. So the stairs have been ripped out. The stairs wrapped around, look. So this is a bit dodgy here. Ah, skylight. That was a skylight. That would have been all stained glass then, imagine. See that steel frame? That's steel frame. So you didn't see the pitched roof. The pitched roof had the glass on it. But you had, you see where the roof's got up on a slope? That would have been flat. And all glass. That would have been frosted glass. And that would have looked lovely there. See, the day that came down there, we came down with a bang. There's a bathtub coming down. See, next time you go to National Trust property, you know, you can see how the bulk there, that's further out people's home. That panel looks a wee bit nicer there. So there would have been a nice staircase. The staircase started off there. Where's this for? The staircase started going up there, across here, up there, and then you would have a landing. How far the landing went, you don't know. There's a big socket there for a beam. Iron girder or something, probably a wooden beam, because there's that wooden beam. See that big wooden beam there? Ah, she's probably across there. That would have been all landing space. The wall's blue, so they must have had a wee bit of a room there. That must have been a wee bedroom or something on there. Another skylight, but then again, you mightn't have seen that skylight. I might have had a frame like this. I've gone away from the glass, pet. So you mightn't come on the door, and that looked nice, wouldn't it? Yeah, coming down here. Look at this. The radiator sitting up there. There's been a fire in here. That's all the plasterwork has been burned. There's another skylight. That would have been a big square skylight. You wouldn't have seen the pitched roof like. You would have had a metal frame like that, and then glass on it. There's your metal frame there. There's a wee bit of the glass, frosted glass. A stained glass as well. So that frame there would have been high up there in the roof. Pitch dark. That's a main big room again. That could have been playing snooker or something like that. Smoking room. There's a room for everything. If you want a fag, you went into one room. If you wanted the drink, you went in another room. If you want your breakfast, you go into a room. If you want your dinner, you go into a room. Room for everything. You can only guess what these were like. That's also going outside. Lots of doors going outside, but that's all them wee verandas you see there. Probably as the sun moves around, you see. You sit and have your wee cup of tea. So that's another big grand hallway there, like. It's not as fancy as the rest now. It's a big hallway, but it's not fancy. There's a lift for the old people's home. Oh, the shaft probably goes down, God knows how far. I'm not going to go into the wee danger places. You can see that shaft going up there now. So tiles. That's the roof. That's part. But you know what that is? That's probably when you got tiles on the wall, is it? That's outside anyway. That outside's on the side now. The tiles on it. It's actually safer here now, like. Unless you're here in a storm, then walls could collapse. But there's nothing to fall on us here, such. That might have a wee range in it at one time. There's a bit of staircase there. Look, Luna's got up the stairs. Luna's stepped. See the iron girders? So they had iron girders. You see where it's plastered over now? That's another staircase. It's not the main one, but that's the one the family would have used when they went. Oh, I forgot a pair of socks. I'll screw up and get one. You used that staircase. They're big iron girders there too, you see. Iron girders all grand until you get a fire in a building. Then the metal heats up, everything collapses. Parquet floor here again. Not going in there. Luna! Hope I mind how to get out. All these non-slip things for the old people's home. Heat sensor, smoke alarm. Look at people would have e-books and all in there at one time. Aye. That all that paint is, I'm saying that they might have took the lead off. I'd be lovely to see a kitchen when this tile is there now, look. But see that could be the old people's home. They could put the tiles on there. Saying that, they do look quite nice tiles, don't they? So I would say, see them buttons on top of the tiles? I would say the tiles is going back to the old house. But why would you have tiles in here and nice windows? But the windows could be made, look, there's kitchens there now. Luna! This is the kitchens here. But is it the kitchens of the old people's home or is it the kitchen of the house? Normally kitchens wouldn't have these fancy windows here, but that is the backyard. If they had frosted glass in that, you'd maybe expect kitchens in here more, but a bathtub. See, it was a hotel for a while as well. So you don't know. The ceiling's a lot lower. Ceiling's a lot lower here. And it's got them floors you get in toilets. So that wouldn't go back to the old house there. This could go back to a hotel rather than... that's if it was a hotel. I believe it was a hotel for a while. But if it's a hotel, you'd have numbers on all the doors, wouldn't you? Look, that's more servant staircase there, isn't it? A wee narrow one. That's back in the same kitchen again. What's beeping here now? That's my GoPro. This is all tiles back here. Some more hardware floor. So this is out there. All the shelves. That should be. Now you're saying that, you would think that's. You don't see nothing on this here. It's all shelves. You think automatically, now there's windows. That's where you might kept your food and stuff, but it could have been where they kept the dishes and all that. Because if it's food, people will steal it. You want bars in your window. See, there's all these wee store cupboards, different stuff. Originally in the big day, look, see that, there you go now. There's your hole with a wire frame. But that's not made for decoration, that's just to get light in. That's how you done it. Tile floor. Funny, but you got a room here, no door, nothing. This is a kitchen. It's nice windows, isn't it? Like, how do you know? I would say this is all workers and all down here. There's somebody's COVID booster vaccination card. Going with them big brackets, I would need to say those sinks on there, but I don't see no plumbing. So it could be something else. Could be even a big pipe there. This could even be wash hand basins for the old people's home. You don't know. I haven't seen no showers or nothing like that. You think if it was, you'd have extractor fans and stuff like that in it. The time it was an old people's home. There, would that be? Now you see, the windows is putting me off. Big shelves like that you think might be bottles of wine and stuff. Because there's no cellars to this house. But then why would you put windows? But then maybe them is north facing windows. It's all staff, it's all servants in here anyway. But there's so many windows. Blue, this big bathroom here. There's pipes coming in. So you had your sinks and all around here. That's cleared glass on there now. If that been frosted glass. Then you're going through glass, pet. You've already got a sore toe. Come on, pet. We'll go start heading out now. And all on these skylights. Brilliant job the skylights, isn't it? So a big portion of this house here is servant prison, isn't it? That's going outside there, like, so that's, you put your goods and all in and out. But so we're at the back of the house. We didn't walk through this wall, did we, did we? Oh, that's a... There's quite a big portion of it all tiled at the back. And you'd think that this house was 3 floors at one time. That's unusual there. Steel. What's the other side of that? Would that be the other side of the range? Would that be to clean out the chimneys and stuff? Originally, although there's electric cookers there now. So that might have been the original kitchen there. So I would say that's where the range was. They have the original cookers. See where that brace sticks out? They have electric cookers there now. So that original would have been hollow. And the original cooking would have been inside there. You see an oil chimney there. So it's not hollow. But how do it work out? That's a big flue anyway. What's this here, sticker? Keep face clear of grill when in use. Do not tip grill shelf towards you by pulling it out. That's a more modern grill and all this. That's what those folk wanting the toast pit. So I would say all these tiles and floors all done. That's the floor you had in my primary school now. Like. They had them floors in the 60s. Public toilets. I don't know when they brought them out. I think they're brilliant floors. I'd like one in the kitchen now if I get one. It's a stone and they grind it down. Nice little shiny. That's the clean it out anyway. Maintenance. So it wasn't electric when they had that in. Come on now, Luna. You never know where you're going to end up. There's a radiator there and that's a radiator shelf. Look, a wee cupboard under the stairs. Aye. A wee cupboard under the stairs. Definitely worth a seeing. Made my day. It's made my day that day. Well, see, I haven't done no damage here. I haven't pulled nothing off. There's nothing wrong. I think it's called Urban Explorer or something like that. The ones on YouTube do this, but they break in and all. I'm not into all that. They always just happen to find a wee way in. The thing I disagree with YouTube, a lot of times they say disused buildings. Disused doesn't mean you can trespass. That was a lovely wee door there. Boys are coming in the grand hall. See the big staircase coming through here. I'm on out to the wee balcony. And they get the wee servant bring a couple of wee drinks. There's no need. See, they see double doors. That's your woman, the big dresses and all like. Oh, they don't know why I scrape the dresses against the door. That's why the stairs and all was so wide. It wasn't because of men. Women's dresses. Then I'm on down this way now, pet. So how many paws would you give this, pet? See, I could get a bit of that parquet now and take it home as a souvenir. What's the point? Means nothing. It belongs here. Definitely fireplace there in the hall. But that's a modern, wouldn't have been a modern fireplace like that when they built it. It'd been lovely to see it in its day, wouldn't it? That hall there, that would have been lovely. You're coming down here, like, you come in the front door, the servants are taking your coats and all off, your top hat, they're taking them off, the horse and carriage is outside, like, he's going to take them around to the stables. There's your plaster there now, look, see the wooden frame? Now the plaster down the outside, to get your shape. So that's how you put your frame on behind. So you don't see that in National Trust properties. See it's hollow? Because they're behind. Same there. It's interesting that I'm just interested in how they do all these things, like. I remember when I was away in our house, before drills, that's the way our house was done. You see these pegs? If you want to put a batten of wood across there now, you put your batten up, you drill your holes, put in your oil pros, put your screws in, and you put a bit of wood filler over on top of your board, and that's it. Back then there was no drills. You got a hammer and chisel, and you banged out a hole. Now they've got nice square holes, so maybe they left the square holes when they built the building. But you physically banged the hole out with a chisel. You then got a piece of wood, everybody had wood for kindling, and you banged the wood into the hole. And then you put your piece of wood across, and you would screw in or nail into the piece of wood. That's what you had to do for a picture reel. It was big, and all the houses years ago, houses had picture reels. But they didn't want you banging nails into the wall. They didn't have steel nails and things. So you had a picture reel, and the idea was you hang a picture, you wouldn't damage your wall. Because it's too expensive to paint walls. But that's the effort you had to go to. And you see here, they've got a batten down here to hold the paneling. You know, so when they actually build this house at the start, that's all put in before the plaster's put on. You've got to think well ahead on how everything's going together. And it'll be the same with all them window casings and all. You'd have wood and all behind. And then when you come to putting on the fancy wood, you got something that you nail into. That's a brave old socket there, round pin. That's probably the first electric that was put into the house. And you see like that area wallpaper, like that's old people's home now. But maybe they would have had hand printed wallpaper originally. They did things like that in them days. But I don't know how this boy got, I don't know nothing about the history, I don't know how they got the wealth. But was the house built in one go? Was it added on to? Because a lot of times when you add on to a house, you end up with very dark rooms. But say there you've got a window there now, and the boy says, I want a new wing. You take that window out and build a new wing. The new wing will be spectacular. But this hallway will be dark. Because it hasn't got the skylight. Because originally it was built with a window. But because they altered it, and that's how some houses end up with real dark spaces in them. So the grand staircase is in that hall. Yes. Servants using that. Still $2,000 for servants, but so I would say some of the undermans in the house are screwed up and down there. You're not bringing buckets of water up and down there. So you take the coat off your man. Probably just hang it on a wee coat stand, wouldn't it? That's beautiful there. There is no door locks on, everything's missing like. I'll just keep the phone going now since we started this. Look around this way, Luna. Come around this way. Alright, so you see the back of the building now. It's more of a flat roof and all that. That's the bit with the tiles. So that bit with the tiles, I think has all been added on them when they built the hotel. No, in fact, you know what? You see that actual square bit there? If I remember rightly, there's a water tank in there. That's not the house. That's a big water storage tank. Not that there, no. See that there, you have to watch out there. See, you can come in the dark. So that's a big water storage tank. It's a wee actual house in there. There's tiles in the wall too. Maybe it's just the boiler and all in there, the oil boiler and all in there. That's all closed off. So I say the oil boiler, there's pipes and all. Maybe the laundry and all was in there for the old people's home. Because I know there's water above. There's definitely water above. So it makes sense to have all the washing machines on there, wouldn't it? Because the one thing these big houses didn't have is lots of plumbing. Last time I was here, I was trying to peek in some of the windows, like they're turned up above. But then it's been added. See the pebble dash, and it's been, so there never was a tower done when they built it. That old gutter there had something, so there was something there going to the old gutter. So, changed that many times. So, Luna. Don't see no obvious door there. Just think there's steps there. Why is it? You think you'd want a door coming out and going up into there? So that is the old house there now. The old house wraps around here. That's a modern extension put on. And I know there's tiles in there. Was that the room we were in with the tiles in the wall? And I said the roof was low. And there's a steel door. So down at the very back. So that's not the original house, and them tiles not original. I thought it was wash hand basins and all that. No showers. So that is the place you wash. I know the water tank's above. Look at all the fire escapes now coming down. See, even that there sitting up like that. That could be a septic tank there full, you know. That could go way deep. You don't know how deep that is. And that's why these places are dangerous. But they're not dangerous. People, somebody came and lifted that cover and didn't put it on, like, and they're naked dangerous. Well, we'll go around this way now, Pet. I don't think we can go right the whole way around. The sun's going to get in the way. Watch out them holes, Luna. Run them on this way. Because Luna would be tempted to go in them holes, you know. There's the yellow lines and all there. That's all going back to the old people's home. Parking over there. But it's amazing how the wood has survived. It's interesting that all the wood's brown, but the wood in the top's painted white. That would have reflected any light down, wouldn't have made it so dark. I was just wondering, was the rooms a wee bit dark after they put that on? Bad job sticking them on there, boys. They painted a wee bit white to reflect a bit of light in. That's the loveliest shape of building, isn't it? It's not very ornate as far as stonework goes and all that. It doesn't have no carvings. There's a bit of carving above the windows. You don't have no gargoyles or... There's no gutter on it. It's been designed so the water just runs off. The problem with that, you get a windy day, the wind can blow the water in towards the wall. How long? There's a gutter up there. There's a wee gutter there. So they could have had gutters. There's a downpipe. It had gutters on it. Them out downpipes there, that's when the old people's home. That wouldn't have been there when the house was there. They wouldn't have stuck out water pipes and things. I think that must be a drain pipe because there's wee holes to clear out the blockage. So there's your wee patio now, the wee steps going down to the garden. That garden would have all been laid out fancy. See, that wood's still pretty good, Nick. Still pretty good, like. It would be expensive to get boys to come in and rebuild that. Look how many bits of curved wood and all there is. So that door we went down to start, the main front door. You walk through the hallway, past the grand staircase, and you can come out the back. So I reckon when you come out the back, you're coming out to here. And then that's leading you into the gardens. And most of the rooms along there, the windows, you can walk out the windows. You don't need to go out the doorway. You lift the windows up and you can step right out. There's no door here. Door must be on. There's a door at the back. Whenever you come out that grand, I think they had steel on it. I don't see it here now. Oh, look at this. I never noticed this before. Look at the stairs, steps going up here. So where about is the steel door at the back? I think we're coming back around the circle now. So Luna! She's up there somewhere. You need to go around a couple of times. It's just a white old glass there. I need to like watch out for my wee girl. So that had your wee columns there, and it goes to a cheap wall over here. The bit you don't see. Hey, look at this now, look. Secret garden or what? Now there's one time this is wide enough for the women and the dresses and all to come up here. Look at that now, the steps are still going up. So there's a stable block over there. No! But it's funny when you come up them grand stairs and all them stone steps, there's no path here. So it must have been gardens. And then the stable block's on over. People are walking here. So it must go to the stable block. I'll keep this phone going in case we get in the stable block. GoPro's no good in the dark. You can set it, they work in the dark, but it's a bad picture. Too hard for me to edit from one camera to the other. Luna loves it. Luna loves it. Pink wall. That'd be an outdoor toilet there, would it? Wouldn't be. We wouldn't use that for night people's home. So there you go. Do you know what's unusual? That's the extension that baffled me at the start. That's the extension with all the tiles on it, but I thought was a wash, and it's got the skylight. So the skylight sound makes me think it's old, but the low roof made me think it's newer. And I couldn't work out. So when we went down the back extension, on all the part with all the tile walls is the modern extension. But they made the corners to look like the house. So the thing is, it's a modern extension, flat roof. Was it put on when the people still owned the house? Or was it added on whenever it became a hotel? Can you mind a big house like that had no plumbing? I couldn't see someone in the big grand room wanting to walk a whole way down there for a bath. I would say that's, see, that looks like stone there. See the concrete thing? That looks like stone, but it must be concrete. I think it is concrete, you know. I skimmed over, so that's a modern extension. They whacked that on. And that's the mean, when you put a modern extension on, they would have blocked up. See how many windows inside that building? It's window after window after window. And once you put that extension on, you've blocked up all them windows. And that makes the rooms in there appear smaller and darker. But when they had the house, that wasn't on. And they would have windows all around there as well. Luna! Luna! Luna loves history. She loves history. Luna! And wildlife. Put the two together, she's a happy girl. Come on, Luna! Come on up! I'll tell you what, to convert that house over to an old people's home still took a lot of money. Building all this here, like, putting in all the fire stuff. It still wasn't, it doesn't matter getting a cheap house and sticking out folk into it. There's the water tank over there. You need to come somewhere a couple of times and look at it. I'm a couple of years older now since I last looked at it, and things look different. Look at the nice wee window they had up there, and there's a stable block. Nice wee window up there. The last time I was here, I don't think the stable block was bricked up like that. But it looks all modern inside. Plasterboard walls. You see the light and all that shine through, so that must have been turned into the offices or something at one time. See that building there now? The roof's falling down. That building will be perfect inside apart from the roof falling down. Take the roof off, put tin on it. See that nice chimney? That chimney's going to fall down. The whole wall's going to crumble. They've got to stop the water getting in. The gutters is bunged up. Just stick on a tin roof. And then maybe in 100 years time, somebody will want to save this building. And the stone will be perfect. You take all that stone outside, it's perfect. The rain hits it, it comes off. All the plaster inside is going to soak the water up. It's going to get heavy. It can't dry out. And that's what ends up pulling the walls down. You see over there where part of the window disappeared. Why did that disappear, the window? The roof's still there. Why would the stones fall out? Did somebody come and pinch them? If that wee capstone there falls out, that all collapses, that whole wall there. But if you either fix the roof up or gut the whole thing out now, and it'll stand as a ruin for 100 years. There's a pile of bricks there. Come on up here, Lynn, there's the last wee bit here. And then we'll start doing the forest walk. See, you get up in the morning, you don't know what they're going to have to say. I knew the room was here, I didn't know I was going to get into it. I haven't seen no servants' tunnels or servants' entrances or nothing here. Maybe they're outgrown on this rock. Oh, look at the stables. That's the horses there. There's the stalls for the horses. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's where the wee horses come in here. Look, bales of hay in there and water there. Look, the wee dots. Aye. It was all done fancy wood and all. Oh, the big boys of the house would walk in here and look at this. Look at the wee hook and all. Ah. Didn't have an easy life, horses back in them days. But see why it's all made fancy like? How you bring your visitors on in here? This wasn't to be an outdoor place, look. They could wash the floor out the drainage. I wanted that wee rack done. Everything got a job. That'll be a stone. Look at that stone floor there. Perfect. Look at the joints in it. They've even gone to the bother putting on, letting on like it's got a wee dado and all on it. A couple of wee windows down that end to open up. Look at the brown door and all up there, look. Wood paneling and all. Wood paneling. See, they would have kept all the fancy saddles and all that, and all the leather gear. That was fancy there, I tell you. All wood paneling. Wee skylight. Skylight's missing. That's why the floor's gone. Or half the roof's gone now. And there's your door. You wouldn't think that if you took the horse part away, you would never think this is for horses, would you? Look how thin the wood and all was back in them days. My houses, like if they stick on big timbers and they rot and the wind gets through. I could pair wee things. That's the actual door that hung on there. Red tile floor here now. Still got wood paneling. Big slide open door. Just be the carriage in here. I've got the fancy roof and all like. Luna, where are you, honey? Room for one carriage. See all the skylights up above, like. It would have been a nice bright room above, wouldn't it? I was just wondering what you would do up above. I don't see no, there's chimneys outside. I don't see no fireplaces in this room. Could have had a wee stove. I'm just wondering, would the boys who looked after the horses and stuff, stable boys and all, would they live in here? There's nothing fancy about the roof. The roof's white. It's painted white. That's probably make it bright. It's got plaster in the walls. Don't know what they would have had up above. You don't see no bookcases or nothing like that. There's no markings stands out obvious. It says that and this, but there's another wee window there, like ventilation. So there's another place around there. These big pipes is put in later for the heating, like. Look at the runner. That's the big wheel of the door. That's part of your door running along the track. So that door's still intact. Luna! That door is still one piece. That door's fell to bits. So up there where the wheel is, that's the other wheel there. So hung big. So them doors have stayed completely right open. Luna, Mom! How can you not be interested in history if you see the place like this? It's a pity I can't see what's in that corner. The big pipes is going there. Would they have a big furnace there, would they? Pipes are going in there. And see where the pipes are going in, one high and one low? That looks like it's been a furnace or a boiler. There's a chimney outside. Would there have been... I'm going through with my hand here. There's a furnace. There's a furnace there. There's a fireplace and a furnace. There's a... That would be worth seeing there, you know. I have an old torch. I'll take a photograph of the flash, see what happens. Took the video, very bad quality, very bad. And it's pitch black. I can't see it with my own eyes. In fact, if I go out here, but maybe a bit of... Where's she going now? Where are you going? You can't see it. But what it is, basically what it is, you got the corner. You got the corner cabinet there. You got a fireplace chimney up the corner. The stove is sitting here. You've got the chimney going up inside, and you've got a cabinet.
Total distance 2.03 miles. Total time 1 hour 46 minutes and 43 seconds. Split pace not moving.
So they actually had a wee stove in here to keep this place warm. The horses in here were not freezing. There's no radiators on where the horses are. They probably don't want to be too warm. But that room there would have been the warmest room. And then a bit of heat would have got over to the carriages. So I'm just thinking, there was a stove in there. This room here, would the boys have actually sat in here, the boys have worked the horses. Was that where they came there for the time off? But it's still wood paneling. Do you know what? It's probably wound up for the big boys to come out. When they're out going fox hunting and all that there, they probably come in there and have a wee drink or something like that there. They come in there, pat the horses on the bum the way they do. Come in here, wee drink and check the carriage, make sure she's shiny enough and all like. Maybe they, I don't know. That's worth a seeing too, isn't it? That is worth a seeing. I see I have to do this. I'm getting older. I was just thinking in 10 years time I mightn't be able to walk. I have arthritis. My walking days could be over. There's a wee door down here, little. So I've got to do this stuff now. Another fireplace. See all these hooks? But it's the wrong side of the building. That there would be something like we hang up stuff and all, wouldn't it? But see, the owner doesn't come in here. Maybe this is for his workhorses and stuff. I don't know, there's a lot of hooks there, like, I don't know, you know things you hang on horses for ploughs and stuff, them big colours. Would they go and stuff like that? See, I think years ago, a lot of saddles and all were sat on big tables. See, like them, that automatic room. They wouldn't have had things lying on the floor, like. They would have nice cabinets made, and the leather stuff was sat on top of these things. I'm not 100% sure, like, but... Oh, damn, these steps there is cute, aren't they? I've never been here before. Look at that there. All on is open there, that floor fell. This is upstairs now, look. So they had a stove over there. There's a chimney. There's the concrete bottom. So the stove sat there to heat the place up. That's one big room there. Then wee steps there, that's workers. Wee tiny steps coming up here. I'm just wondering, like, can you imagine a lot of beds here? Would a pair of fellas share all the stable hands and all? Would they sleep in here? The way they did in the army huts. Like, why did they put the army together in huts? They must have started off in stately homes first, you reckon? I know some houses like Springwell Forest, they had one wing for women and one wing for men who weren't married. So it could be possible this is where they stayed. Bearing in mind that probably the ones in the house didn't mind listening to him, did they? Keep them away from the main house. There's been a fire in there too, you see. No, Mom! There's been a fire in there, you see the timbers are burnt. So somebody's lit a fire. But the timbers are burnt, but must have got through the floor. But the sunset, the rest is gone. But see, I tell you what, see in the summertime, the lights shine on them roof lights. I'm just looking at it, there's no lights up there. There's no lights in the roof. I use candles. Wee paraffin lamps, wee oil lamps. There's no lights in the roof. No light fittings. See, that's why people can't afford electric today. You see how they did it in the old days? They had windows they let light in. The light, wherever they could, they got light in. Nowadays, people they get big windows and put big thick curtains to cover the windows up. And the light doesn't get in. Then they put on 1,000 lamps. There wee round window there, so that must be the main stables underneath again. Made it look fancy. There wee sign there. What do wee sign say? Danger or something. Private property. Trespassers. Oh, so private property beyond that fence there. That was part of the estate. You see all the shrubs. I don't want boys like me pushing on. Oh, look at this now. Look at this. I have never seen none of this before here. Look at that. Just, you don't know what's roots and what's pipes. There was a wall here. This was a wee separate room. Is this an odd type of boiler, is it? Oh, wash. That's your washing machine. There's the washing machine there, boys. Hey. Pipes and all that. But you need a lot of fire underneath them, didn't you? Look at that. You light your fire underneath there. Just light a fire, and there's a big steel tub inside that. And boils the water up. And you just got a big baking bowl full of dirty clothes. Now it's out here, maybe it's just for the horse stuff. Hey. So it's a wee add-on, like. Hi, a woman in the kitchen says, "Take out dirty stuff out of my kitchen, I'm trying to cook." Ah, the young stupid boy said, "Oh, well, what's to do with it?" Ah, so later on they come up, I know what, we'll put a wee add-on here and stick it on. That was a wee fancy round window, not one. You see the way there's a water tank in there, look. So the water tank's been added later. All these pipes have been added later. So I'm just wondering, not only did that heat up the water in that tub, did they heat the water up in there? All the mug cons getting hot water. But there's an odd something there was a stove. So what way did the heat go? I can't see that heat in that big tank. But they could have started off with us here. That's how they started off. And this is my working out here. This is the way I work things out. They started off with that there, lighting the fire underneath. Oh boy, this takes ages. Takes ages. To do a hanky. The boy just blew a snot in a hanky. It's going to take an hour to get that boiled up there, like. So I need something quicker. So then later on then, see the cement here? Later on then they got this stove. They put a stove in here. And they vented it out. The stove is more powerful. And they piped the hot water from the stove. So the stove then heated the hot water for this tank. So, a bit like an oil burner today. You imagine you put an oil burner there now, and you hook your two pipes on it, and you heat up your hot water. No lagging jacket or nothing like that. Heat up your hot water. I blocked out part of the view, but by this time, you know, they're driving cars. They don't care about the stables anymore. They just want hot water. You need some size of coal shed, wouldn't you, but to run all this? See, you got to go off the beaten track to find these things. This stove must have been cast iron. Worth a bit of money. That's a good bit of cast iron there, like. That's actually part of it there. That's in the ground, but it's been bent over. Only if them's not tiles, them's the bricks. Them bricks is glazed. Today we do tiles to make it look like that. That's like the London subways and stuff. There's the wee hole there for the water run out. It's a bit rough, isn't it? One of the servants are going to see it. Of course, that'll do the job rightly. Well, where are we going to come out? Where are we going to come out now? What is that now? There's another tank down there. I like to find out how things work, you see. That's the back of the stable there now. The wee air bricks, is it? I don't know. Flat roof? Nah. Would that be see, I'm from here, I might say that's a water tank. I don't know if it's a water tank or not. You've got the hot water tank in there. You've got to feed it from something. Flat roof. Is that modern? I don't know. Can I get down here? I wonder if I'm going to fall. No, I'm going to fall. Where do you fall? We'll see if we get that to the other side. See, when everything grew up, you don't know where you can walk and where you can't. But everywhere else has been wee steps now, hasn't it been? That could be the top of plants I'm looking at there. It could be a 4-foot drop. And look at it, she won't go and get help, like. It's not like the Lassie movies. If I fall down there. Japanese knotweed, Pep. I turn back. Japanese knotweed. Can't go through that. Come on, Lena. Japanese knotweed. That's the other side. I wouldn't let me go through it. Do no harm unless you damage it. Get a bit stuck in your shoe. Nah. We don't want to infect the rest of the country, do we, Pet? We never know what that is. It's a modern tradition, but if you've got a hot water, you've got to have cold water. It seems a bit low. See if we can retrace our steps. There's a bit of building coming out there. Always adding on, isn't it? That's a pretty big drop down there too, you know. See, that's what I mean. It doesn't look. When you stand up here, it looks like a wee hill. It's a drop. And there's a bit of wall coming out there. So they've had something added on there. A wee bit of wall there, a bit of wall there. They must have added something on. Had he stopped for a pee there, didn't I? I couldn't wait no longer. I could not wait. The sheer excitement of this history, I couldn't hold on any longer. I'm sure I'm not the first one to pee there. Them ones doing the washing might have a wee pee there as well, you know. That's the wee steps we come up there, isn't it? We'll go this way now, Pet. We come up them wee steps. See, walk around the other side. So there's the wee grows on this side here. The wee grows ventilation for the stables. We've seen them at the other side. No stabiliser in this phone, but don't want to keep swapping between cameras because I'll never find the footage. But see, like that big house, you couldn't renovate that house now if you wanted to. But the neighbour as well just strip off what's there and save. There's not a big lot. There's nothing architectural really worth saving. Staircase and all is gone. We're up above looking down. We're looking down this room here. We haven't seen that room. So the room we've seen is this one here, and the stove goes into that chimney from behind. There might be an old door around this way. Or it could be an internal staircase. So there's a fancy window on there too. We're not going to see in there anyway. That goes up to that tower thing, but we're not going to get in there. That's Japanese knotweed there as well. They need to have a sign or something up, wouldn't they? I suppose it all. No, I'm not on this way, Runa. I suppose we're not supposed to be in here at all. But see if they had a sign up Japanese knotweed. I wouldn't deliberately go disturbing it. But that was a fancy building there, like. Although it was just Hosman's carriage. That's where the sliding doors was. Sliding doors is there. That window's a different room. So sliding doors where the carriage actually went. That room was just basically that size. The door, half the door came out and was against the wall. The other half the door came out and was against the wall. But then there's two doors there. There's a lot we haven't seen. That's about it now. We'll go back now to the GoPro. Back now using the GoPro. We're leaving the wee stable block now. I was inside the stable block, but I had to use the phone. It's too dark. Well now, we've seen the wee place with the horses and all that, so I'll put that in a wee different video. It's worth seeing on its own. So we'll head back now, head to the main walk. This is not where we came in here. So we might be able to go out there. We could just come in the main gate. Do you know what, Pep? We'll walk down the main gate. We'll go down the main gate. On down this way. No point in her getting a wee paws caught in that way. Luna is a wee urban explorer, I tell you. She can do it all. She can do it all. Found the wee washing machine up there. Wash tub, hot tub. Hey, you know what? You could use a hot tub today, couldn't you? Luna, we'll go down this way, Pep. This way we came up. We could go around that way there, you know, probably. We're going down the wee steps down here again. Less chance of broken glass. There's Japanese knotweed up there, and that stopped me going right round the whole building. And that's that Japanese knotweed there too, isn't it? So the Japanese knotweed here. The path went down here. See where the path goes. See, there was a gravel path. This tree's fell on it. But if we get round it, Japanese knotweed there as well. See, we're restricted where we can go. It's funny how this path hasn't overgrown, isn't it? So nobody's going to build here now, the Japanese knotweed. Well, I heard one time on TV, it's not as bad as it used to be. You can treat it now, and they're saying you should really build on it. I think the main problem with building the Japanese knotweed is getting covered by insurance. It's a bit like spray foam insulation. It works in your house, but you won't get that mortgage if you put it on. Because the mortgage people don't know what your temperature is like, they can't see it. Japanese knotweed, you don't know what's going on under the ground. So even though before you had to shift tons and tons of soil, you don't have to. The new things out now, so they can get around it now. But there's one of them stone pillars there, so-called stone pillars made of concrete. Oh! Oh! See, it's hollow. Isn't that solid? That's the stone pillar there at the gate. So if you were coming here now, look. If you were coming here and you seen that stone pillar, it's actually concrete. You see, it does sound hollow. I don't think it's not cheap. That's solid. You're going to have to go around tapping everything. Nothing's ever what it seems. You think Hollywood came up with the idea of making things fall? Oh, they were doing it years ago. I would say they had puppies living here too, you know, Per. Oh, these big houses always did. There's all these wee patio places, but say the big windows had, you could open the big windows up so you could from the inside. You just step out through the windows. I went to Duke of Abercorn's house one time. They had a roof appeal, the local Church of Ireland church, and they had views around the house. And there's the main door out now. So that'll be the door there I was looking for. You come out of the grand hallway on the other side. You come in the main front door. You got the big grand hallway. You got the staircase, and then you sort of turn round like a wee Z, and then it brings you to that back door. And you come out here, and the wee table and all be set and all like, and probably gambling in it. Probably gambling. House cigars and stuff. See, back when they built these houses, people didn't wash. You only washed if you worked in a coal mine or something like that. But the women had the white powder and all on their faces, didn't they? So that's down to your grand gardens and all there now. Not much left of the gardens, is there? That's probably all fancy in its day, like. Even there's one of the National Trust properties you can go to, and you can see the horseshoes they have for horses to work the lawnmowers. So if you imagine the lawnmowers you use on a bowling green today, they had lawnmowers like that that were towed by horses. And you imagine the bowling green, you don't want a horse whacking all over your bowling green, do you? So the wee horseshoes were made of leather, and you put them over the hoofs, so when the horse pulled the lawnmower, it didn't mark it on. They had it all. You had a problem back then, somebody could sort it out. Not like now, you have to get a European CE mark and all before you're allowed to do anything. Back then, the horse marked the thing. Oh, boy, got a wee bit of leather. A wee bit of leather left over from making the saddle. I made wee shoes, like. And I probably earned very little money out of it. Didn't even get a Christmas card. A wee balcony up there. So you take it that it was balcony the whole way, that's what's left. You see, you wouldn't think there was a balcony there now. So in theory speaking, if you can pull the windows up down below and walk out, you could probably pull the windows up on the upper floor and walk out as well. On the balcony. They liked the outdoor space, didn't they? I think that's it, Lina. That is it now. That was worth doing there. Next time I come, there's probably left to see. Can't see us doing anything else. There's more of it falling down. Every time you get a gale or a high wind, and all bit's going to go. You know one thing I noticed about that house there? There's not much wildlife in it. You'd think with all them windows been open, there'd be pigeons and everything in there. No pigeon poop. No. There's nothing obvious lying around, is there? Apart from the rubber itself. You think wee wild animals are built on this? There's no cobwebs. How is that?